welcome to another video with me, your friendly Finnish instructor. It's good to have you along. My name is Elmo J. Karjalainen. You can call me this guy. And yeah, today I'm talking about what to do about feedback. No, not that kind of feedback. The kind of stuff you get from other people, and mainly the negative feedback, but I'll also mention positive feedback. So, be right back after this intro. Okay, so today I'm talking about what to do about critique, how to handle feedback, and I'll do negative feedback and positive feedback because I think positive feedback is also something you should take in the right way. And I'll start with the positive feedback. Now, it might seem like a silly thing to be talking about how to take positive feedback, but yeah, believe me, I have students who have trouble with this. I don't know why that is. Might be that they haven't been complimented as children, like their parents haven't said you're good at doing this and all that, because children should be told they're good at stuff, even if it's embarrassing at some points and sometimes. Some people just don't handle positive feedback very well. An example might be that you play something, you sing something, you get positive feedback, and your reaction is, yeah, they don't know what they're talking about, or they're probably just saying it to make me feel better, or even worse, they're outright lying. And I have students who react this way. And the thing is, quite simply, don't think along those lines. I know it might be difficult not to if you're that kind of person, but believe me, people generally don't come up to you and say that you're good at something just to lie to you. They might not know what they're talking about, but that still doesn't mean that it's not something that you shouldn't take aboard. You should value that feedback, even if it's from a complete idiot. Okay, if you're playing in a bar and the only person who applauds is a deaf person, then that might be a bit worrying. Believe me, I've actually had that happen once. It was brilliant. But yeah, so you should take positive feedback because people generally mean it, and it's not also just that they mean well and try to make you feel better and lie. They might exaggerate a bit, but the truth is still that they think there's something positive in what you've done. Okay, so the negative feedback, which is, you can divide into two categories. It's constructive criticism, and then it's just the kind of shit you see on YouTube, for instance, especially on YouTube. Constructive criticism. Listen to the people who are giving you constructive criticism, of course, and then you should actually think, is this person qualified to give that critique? So, if it's a basketball player who's never played an instrument, doesn't listen to music, doesn't sing, and he's critiquing your guitar playing, saying you should play more blues instead of Van Halen's Eruption. Actually, for copyright reasons, I'm not going to play that. Then maybe take it with a pinch of salt. And nothing bad against basketball players. It could be anyone. But think about, is this person, or where does this person come from in a musical sense, if you're getting musical critique? You should definitely listen to constructive criticism, because, and how do you recognize constructive criticism? Well, it comes with kind of a way for you to develop. So it might just be that you're playing Eruption and someone thinks maybe you should do, it's a bit more bluesy or whatever, or you're playing Yngwie Malmsteen and someone says maybe you should try playing a few less notes and think in the style of David Gilmour or someone, that's constructive criticism, because it gives you an answer to the problem that they're posing. So they're saying you're playing too much Yngwie Malmsteen, you're shredding too much, and then they're giving you a solution. Might be the wrong solution for you. So again, you have to be critical of the critique. You don't have to accept it outright. Now, then there's the kind of big problem, which can hit you hard, especially when you're young. So you get this kind of criticism. Let's say you're playing something by Yngwie Malmsteen, and someone comes along and says, that kind of stuff sucks. I can't dance to that. Stop doing that. Don't quit your day job or whatever. And there's a lot of that about. There's a bunch of that, especially on YouTube. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm qualified to talk about this, because I've had a fair bit of that myself. You can be called names, you can be ridiculed, and all kinds of stuff. The thing is, you shouldn't listen to that stuff. Easier said than done. But the thing I've noticed, and I've spoken about this in another video, is that usually the people who kind of give you negative feedback, not constructive criticism, but just bash you, they're the ones who've never done what you've done. That's usually the case. I'd say 95% of the really negative, bad comments that I get on YouTube are from people who have nothing on their channel whatsoever. I had one guy who was quite mean to me. Okay, I was mean back. And I checked out his channel. He had 2 videos on a barbecue, which he said didn't work as it was supposed to. So that's kind of the thing. And I've seen this in my work as well, because I work as a music teacher in elementary school, and kids can be quite harsh with each other, and say mean things. I remember one guy saying to a girl, are you really going to sing at the summer, what you call it, the party thing just before school holidays start? Well, anyway, are you really going to sing that? Because it sounds terrible. And it's basically always the same thing. It's those people who would never stand on stage themselves, because either they're scared or they don't know what they're talking about, and have no ability in the field that they're critiquing. So keep that in mind. Okay, you will get the occasional idiot who actually plays something or sings, who comments along those lines. It's extremely rare, but the same thing applies. Ignore it, really, because these people, regardless of if it's someone who actually does what you do, so if you're making a YouTube video about guitars and it's a guy commenting who makes YouTube videos about guitars, or if it's someone who doesn't make any YouTube videos, it comes from a bad place. It comes from that person trying to build his own self-esteem by pushing you down. That's something you have to remember, because it's really nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with the person who comments. And the best thing that you can do is ignore it. And like I said, it isn't easy. I think I said that. If I didn't, I'll say it again. It isn't easy to ignore those people, but you will get better at it. I know for a fact that I'm not the best at it, because I respond to those negative comments and I can be quite mean back to them. But if that's your way of dealing with stuff, then fine. As long as you don't stop doing what it is you're doing. Because if you want to become a great guitar player, you have to be able to stand all the negative crap. And you will get crap. I mean, that's the business we're in. People critique music, and some people just do it so wrong. So you better be prepared for it. Luckily, as this sounds grim, luckily, they're quite few and far between. So most of your journey will be enjoyable on your road to becoming a good guitar player. So, to recap, listen to the positive feedback. It can be very valuable for you. People don't lie, at least not about stuff like that. I mean, people do lie, but not about stuff like that, unless they have something to gain. And in most cases, when someone tells you, hey, you sang really well, or you played really well, there's not anything to be gained from that as such. Constructive criticism offers you a solution to the problem that they're presenting in some way, or lets you know how you can improve, and you should listen to that as well. And then there's the crap that you can see all over YouTube, for instance, and just ignore that. And yeah, that's kind of the best advice I can give you. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. There was someone who, I made one of these psychology of guitar playing videos where I gave advice, and I don't really know why, but it got a thumbs down and no explanation. So that's kind of the thing. I don't care about the thumbs down. If there's no explanation, it's just kind of basically someone being an asshole, because I just gave advice that was to the best of my ability. So, but if you do feel the need to give this a thumbs down, do so. And comment, let me know. Do you have an experience of this type of stuff? Maybe someone's been nice to you and you remember that, or someone's offered you constructive criticism, or if someone's been a total asshole. Yeah, let me know. And subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell notification thing, and support me on Patreon, because that helps me make more of these videos and you get a bunch of exclusive. There's a whole bunch of songs that are not available anywhere else, and there's live video or a live album or DVD or whatever you call it, I don't know, and so on and so forth. So I hope to see you in another one. Take care. It was good having you along. Goodbye.